Good morning, hockey fans. This is Stephen Heisler with HeisHockey.com, the Victoria's Hockey Company, and the Junior Hockey Discussion Group on Facebook. You are watching the Junior Hockey Morning Show. We are live on tape by an hour on WSBN.TV, YouTube, Twitter, your living room this morning, Facebook. Where else, Tommy? Today is Monday, June 12th, 2023. And every Mondays during the off season, we're going to do this thing called the MASH. We're going to pick up different news items over the weekend, if there have been any, and kind of run those down a little bit, a little reaction to that, and we'll be out of here. Maybe like 10 minutes or so. With junior hockey taking a break from games for the summer, my son Tomas, yes, the one and only Tomas, came up with this idea of pulling a lot of weekend news out and then getting our reaction to it together for a weekly feature. That's right, the Monday Mash. It's here where you will find news, more times than not, a good laugh, courtesy of my naturally abrasive personality. It is what it is. We started with the Stanley Cup. Well, that'll be fun. 9 days ago, I predicted that the Vegas Knights would beat the Florida Panthers in 4 games. Well, they're going to need an extra game now. The Panthers picked up an emotional overtime game at home before reality set in during Game 4. The good news, Florida did manage to win a Stanley Cup hockey game. The first time doing so, they were swept, I think, back in the 90s by Colorado. And they got a win in this one, so it's 4, 5, 6. I think they're like 1-7 so far. That's awesome. Regardless, folks will be partying the night away in Las Vegas Tuesday and early into Wednesday, knowing that rowdy crew, they're going to have a blast there. Listen, I was surprised about how all in Las Vegas fans are in for the Knights. Yes, the Raiders are in town now, but they kind of had their own fans already. There are some folks in Las Vegas that managed to get tickets for the Raiders, but it's not like the Knights. The Knights are their team. And I don't care, I guess now the Oakland A's are going to come to town or somebody else. Doesn't matter. The Knights are the top dog in Las Vegas. UNLV does well there, but everywhere you go in Vegas, you see Knights. Even the Silver Knights out in Henderson, the American Hockey League team, draws well. Las Vegas is a hockey town, and in very short order, and to a much larger degree than anything happening in Sunrise, Florida. Yes, the Florida fans are bandwagons guys. They'll jump on the Dolphins. They'll jump on the Marlins when they're doing well. Has that happened yet? But for the most part, Florida, South Florida, the ultimate bandwagon. Vegas, they are all in, especially for the game of hockey. Very impressed by Las Vegas. You could take Vegas, put it in northern Alberta, it'll fit perfectly. It's definitely a hockey town. A little bit colder if it goes northern Alberta, but there's that. Speaking of Canada, BCHL reaction. We are hearing that more than 300 NCAA Division I committed players, took part in BCHL camps in May and June. The expectation is that the number could increase substantially before the end of the 23-24 season. The BCHL lists 180 committed to Division I players from 22-23. Interestingly enough, 8 players committed to NCAA Division III from the BCHL last year, and only 1 to ACHA. The North American Hockey League draft is Wednesday, Look, I think it's always hilarious when veteran coaches trade NAHL veteran players off to other teams, mostly in exchange for draft picks at this time of the year. And it's happening all the time. Maybe that looks better for the player and for the team, because in the old days they would trade for a bucket of pucks. But have you priced the pucks lately? That's expensive. Draft picks are cheaper. Seriously, I'm still not seeing the relevance of drafting amateur players. If that was such a great idea, how come college coaches don't do it? Why do we not see a college hockey draft? No, that would be ludicrous, as is drafting amateur players. NAHL, USHL, even the 3HL does it. That's even crazier. Maybe if teams dump the draft and just sign players kind of like colleges, that everybody in each league would step up in their own way of doing standards and maintaining those standards. Because right now, standards are all over the place, and kids don't want to go to Kenai River. Kids don't want to go to Danbury. Kids don't want to go to Waterloo, maybe. I don't know. And certainly some kids don't want to go to Montana or South Florida, or not Florida, but Atlanta, or Texas, to play hockey if they live in Detroit. So all the drafts are doing are pushing these players to non-sanctioned leagues or other opportunities and keeping those players out of your league. Stop it already. Doesn't make any sense. Why are you chasing kids away? But that's just me. BC Hockey Meetings, the Kootenay International Junior Hockey League, made a very favorable presentation over the weekend to BC Hockey. Had their board meetings in British Columbia. The KIJHL hopes to gain Junior A status in time for the 23-24 season. By all indication, that proposal will be accepted. It's unclear at this time if the remaining Junior B leagues have made similar proposals. Let's get into the NCDC West. Tommy, I'm going to get sued again. I'm not even supposed to talk about the USPHL or the NCDC or anything else unless it's favorable. This might be considered favorable. It's become very clear that the USPHL may have underestimated the powerhouse that's been unleashed in Rock Springs, Wyoming. Bringing former BCHL, the Nanaimo Clippers owner Wes Macio, and his favorite bench boss Darren Naylor will result in the NCDC's Dineen Cup going west and never seeing the Atlantic Ocean again. As long as those two guys are sitting in Wyoming and playing hockey and running a hockey program, the NCDC doesn't have a chance. Nobody has a chance. Those guys are serious hockey guys. Let's get a quick understanding of this. Naylor, an incredible recruiter anyway, can grab players that he wants from Europe and all over North America, around the world, without having to compensate their previous teams. Don't worry, there are very few NCDC players he would even be interested in. It's Darren Naylor. Have you guys lost your mind? That guy can coach and that guy can recruit. It's over. The Grizzlies will steamroll their way to the West and capture the Dineen Cup in their first season. Rock Springs is not going to know what hit them as a city, as a town, and neither will the USPHL's NCDC. You'll think twice about bringing these kind of power into your league again. They're going to run the league. They're going to do whatever they want to, and it's going to be embarrassing. That's it for today. I'm sure I'll get some flack from Utah Outliers, Boston, and those guys. Hey, trust me. East guys, don't push the issue about playing guys in the West until the end, because it's going to be embarrassing. That's it for today. I hope that you enjoy your morning coffee and have an absolutely great day.